I'm going to do the Leo energy reading, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take the parts that do resonate. If it does not, leave the parts that do not resonate, as those may be meant for someone else. I also wanted to say is that I'm just using my iPhone on a tripod to record this video, so I do not have a microphone, so you may need to turn your volume up a little bit to hear me better. I apologize for any inconvenience, and I'm hoping soon to have a microphone so that way it will be better. All right, so we're gonna look at what is the conflict for Leo, what's going on with Leo, who needs to hear a message. Okay, so we have the Hierophant, which represents Taurus. We have the Page of Wands. We have the, excuse me, I have the hiccups. The Emperor. And then we have the Four of Wands. Okay. So it could have to do with the Taurus. We have Taurus here. We have Aries here. There could be a lack of communication going on here, especially with the Page of Wands. Could have to do with a partnership. It could have to do with something at work. I feel like there's a lack of communication here. I almost feel like you're butting heads with someone. I almost feel like, I feel like with the Emperor, I feel like like stubbornness. I don't know, that word was just coming to mind. I was seeing two rams, and they're just like butting heads, two goats or whatever. And I feel like you're not seeing eye to eye, like the communication is not getting through, especially with the Page of Wands. I feel like you maybe feel like you're not being heard. Maybe that person's feeling like they're not being heard. I feel like there's a partnership that is kind of in disarray. I feel like you're losing your faith and your belief in this situation, in this partnership. So it could be something at work. I just feel like there could be a lack of communication, or communication is not, it has something to do with communication that's not really working. That's not really, it's not getting through. All right, so what, the cards are just like flying out. What does Leo need to focus on? Okay. All right, so we have the Seven of Wands, so standing up for what you believe in, even though you feel that everything is coming towards you. Then, interestingly enough, we got the Death card, which represents Scorpio. So I just feel like there's a lot of people around you. Scorpio is that you're holding on to something that is not letting you move forward or transform or change. It could be that maybe you're being stubborn, like you're not. I definitely feel like it's important to stand up for what you believe in, but I also feel like sometimes we have to have that compromise, right? And we have to see that other person's point of view, and we have to understand that that is their truth, right? You have to speak your truth, but sometimes we have to see, okay, that is their truth, so what do I want to do in this situation? Because if that's what they're believing and that's their truth, then how do I deal with that? How do I accept that? How do I acknowledge that? We have the Ace of Cups, and I feel like that's why I'm saying is that sometimes we just have to accept that that's the way that person is, and we have to decide, do we want to have that person in our lives, knowing that they're that way, or that's how they see things, or that's how they do things. So I kind of feel like you have some choices to make here. I feel like maybe some relationships may be ending, and I feel like some relationships may be having that new start. We have the Strength card, which is your card. So I feel like it's handling this situation as delicately as possible, but being strong and confident in your point of view. I feel like with these two on the outside here, you've got this going on in the middle. So I feel like it's really being true to yourself, right? Standing up for what you believe in, but also acknowledging that on the other end, that it is what it is, and what do you want to do moving forward? Where do you want to go moving forward? Do you want to have this energy in your life? Do you want to move on from it? And I feel like it gives you that lightness, and you kind of realize, okay, it is what it is, and that you don't want to waste all of this time and energy trying to deal with this situation when it's really taking away from you. You know, like you kind of realize that hey, is this really worth it? Is it worth it? You know, is this person ever going to understand? Is this person ever going to get it? And sometimes they never do. And like I said, sometimes we just have to understand, like, that's the way that person is. And if you choose to have that person in your life, that you're maybe have to adjust that relationship. Because I feel like you have to see how it's affecting you, right? How is it affecting you, and how is it affecting your life? And is this something that it's time for you to stand up and take control of the situation, right? And whether or not you want to be in this. All right, so energies that want to come in for Leo. This one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We have the 5 of Wands. We have the 10 of Swords. Yeah. Okay. 9 of Wands. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We have the 5 of Wands. So I kind of felt like it was this fighting back and forth, going back and forth. You're trying to decide, what do I do? What do I not do? And then finally you're like, I give up, right? Finally you're like, okay, this is what needs to happen. Like I said before, deciding if you want to keep yourself in this energy, or you want to move on from the energy, or what is it that you need to do to deal with the energy. And then I feel like you let go, and then it's just like, I'm exhausted. I can't deal with this anymore, right? That you've had enough. And then it's moving on from that, right? With the Knight of Wands. It's like, okay, I'm going to move on from this. I don't want to be in this energy anymore. And I feel like it's, now we can move on, right? Now you're like, now I can move on, and now I can get past this. And I feel like you feel emotionally better. Like the horse is charging up in the air. We have the Knight of Cups, and it's like, it could be that, also with that, I just was thinking that maybe it's like you take that time and you figure out what it is that you want to do. Like you take that time to go back and forth and see, okay, what do I want to do with this situation? And then you figure that out, and then you move forward and you reach out to that person and you say, okay, this is how I'm feeling. This is what is best for me. If you're saying, okay, I have to set boundaries, or you're like, you know, whatever those are, that you take that time and you figure that out, and you say, okay, this is what works for me, and then you present that to the person, and then the ball is in their court, right? That they can make the decision, they can make that choice if they want to continue it, if they want to accept your terms, because you have to look out for yourself, right? You have to look out for yourself, because if we give all the time to someone else, then we have nothing left for us. And I feel like this is something that's been very draining for you. I feel like this is something that has really taken a lot out of you. And I feel like this is something that you're ready to do something about it. But you also have to keep yourself in mind and make the choices and decisions that are best for you. Sometimes that's really hard, making those tough decisions, but I feel like you've been in this for a while and you're ready to move on. All right, let's grab a numerology card for this reading for Leo. Health, definitely. I feel like this may be affecting your health, or that's something that this could affect your health, because being in a stressful situation constantly and being in that environment, I feel like it's pay attention to your health and be aware of that, and know that being in the stress can affect you. So I feel like that's something that you need to be aware of, and looking out for your own health and saying, hey, this is not healthy for me to be in this situation, right? To be in this back and forth, to be butting heads with this person, right? We have knowledge, learning about the situation. Again, I feel like it's being open to learning and seeing, okay, if this is the way this person is, if that is their truth, then I can make the decision that is best for me. Or if there's a situation that you're struggling with, finding out as much information as possible so that you can make the best choice for yourself, instead of assuming things, right? Sometimes we assume things a certain way, but then that's not necessarily always the truth or it's the best answer. All right, let's grab a fortune reading card. We have goals. Progress is positive and personal goals will be achieved. And that is because you are seeing what's going on, you're seeing the weak spots, you're seeing what needs to be done, and you're taking care of the situation. And that's why those goals are being reached, because you are making an effort to make the changes and make things happen, that you're not just sitting back and accepting things, right? You're not just waiting for things to happen. You're stepping up to the plate and you're making them happen for yourself. All right, and then let's grab an animal oracle card to close this out. All right, so we have Bat Spirit. I love it. A rebirth is assured. Definitely, a rebirth is assured. And that goes with, I feel, the Death card, right? Because you're not holding on to what's holding you back, and you're letting that go, and you're having that rebirth, and you're making those changes, and you're looking out for yourself, right? And you're having this Ace of Cups, right? You're having these new feelings. Your cup is overflowing because you are tending to those things that need to be tended to. You're letting go of what doesn't work for you, and you're choosing for what does work for you. I do feel with the moon being here, I feel like it represents that this is something that may take some time, but that's okay, because if you're seeing the process and you're seeing what's going on and you're seeing the areas that need to be worked on, then you can do that, right? Then you can step up to the plate. Then you can work on those things. Then you can get those things done. Instead of just, like I said, sitting back and just kind of sweeping things under the rug or not acknowledging things, but confronting the situation in the best way that you can so that it helps you to move forward and reach your goals. All right, thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.